Francesco Farioli is the new head coach of Ajax, and today I'll be presenting a tactical analysis where I explain some of the team's dynamics, which are already becoming apparent in these early preseason matches. Ajax start the build-up phase with a 4+1 structure. Central back with the ball, full backs low down and slightly inside. The defensive midfielder is option at the back of the opposition's first line of pressure, and therefore the support for the team to progress inside the opposition's block. Central midfielders are positioned between the midfield and the opposition's defensive line. When the ball carrier is under pressure, the central midfielder drops into support to activate the third man or keep possession. Circulation of possession. Ajax look for the free man. Passing lines close to the player who has the ball so that the team can come out of the pressure in a supported manner. Uncovered ball. The central midfielders move diagonally and are a passing option in the half spaces. The striker drops between the opposing midfielders to create superiority in the central corridor 3 against 2. Opposing central back attracted by the forward's support movement. Long diagonal to create a one-on-one situation in the side corridor. The wingers give the team width and depth. The central back moves forward with the ball. The intention is to drive the ball forward, to draw the opposition in and free up players further forward. The central midfielder moves diagonally to be a solution in the half space. The striker drops between the opposing midfielders to create superiority. Ball to the full back. The defensive midfielder presents himself as an option behind the first line of pressure. The central back adjusts his positioning and ensures safe support for the ball carrier. Moving the ball to the opposite side. Dynamics of the third man to break the first line of pressure. The opposition striker approaches the ball carrier. The central midfielder drops to support and the defensive midfielder moves to receive without marking. The opposing midfielder intensifies the pressure on the ball carrier. The fullback accelerates to attack the half space. The ball moves to the opposite side. The opposing striker again intensifies the pressure on the ball carrier. The central midfielder drops back to support, and the defensive midfielder moves to be the third man. Ball is uncovered. The central midfielder stays positioned behind the opponent's midfield line to provide a progressive passing option. He moves diagonally from inside to outside to offer a solution in the half space or to drag the opponent's central midfielder out of position, creating space between the opposing central midfielders for the forward to exploit. The opposing forward presses the ball carrier. The central midfielder drops back to provide support and pulls the opposing central midfielder out of position, creating space between the opponent's midfielders. The Ajax forward exploits this space and provides a forward option to link up with the third man, thereby allowing Ajax to overcome the opponent's pressure. Henderson faces the opponent's goal. There are two options to break through the opponent's defensive line. The central midfielder attacks the space between the centre-back and the full-back from the half space, while the winger provides width and depth in the wide corridor. Ball to the full-back. The defensive midfielder presents himself as an option behind the first line of pressure. The central back adjusts his positioning and ensures safe support for the ball carrier. Defensive midfielder and central midfielder positioned behind the first line of pressure. Double option. Activate the third man or receive and turn towards the opposition goal. The opposing midfielder intensifies the pressure on the ball carrier. The fullback accelerates to attack the half space. Dynamics in the side corridor. The fullback attacks space in depth from half space. Create a 2-on-1 situation in the right corridor. The fullback's movement attracts the marking of the opposing central back. The striker attacks the space between the central backs. The defensive midfielder's movement once again drags the first line of the opponent's press out of position. Ajax exploits the space on the opposite side and increases the tempo of the game accordingly. Ajax intends to consistently occupy all 5 corridors and create options to attack the space between the centre-back and the full-back. The wingers maintain width and depth in the wide corridor. Opportunity to exploit a 1v1 situation through the winger or to maintain possession. The defensive midfielder offers a reliable passing option for the ball carrier. The opposing team is defending in a low block. A backward pass signals Ajax players to exploit the space behind the defense and to counter the movement of the opposing players after the pass.